everybody, welcome back to Fangame Marathon 2025. With me, I have a King Toad, ready
Hello.
to show off the very first Star Revenge game. I think.
Yeah.
Is it the first one?
It is.
Alright. Got my lore correct, thank God.
Though it can be very confusing.
It's definitely very confusing.
Because 0.5 came after 4, and then after that, 5 came out way after 8. So it's a little confusing, but, you know, we don't have to get into that necessarily.
It's something special. Alright, well, if you want to intro the game a little bit and give me a countdown, then you can get going whenever you want.
Alright, I'll probably intro the game during the first couple minutes or so. So I think we can just go straight to the countdown. Sorry. My cable does that sometimes. Oh, God. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm ready. Whenever.
Alright, give me a countdown and you can get going.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
It's me, Mario!
So welcome everybody, this is Star Revenge 1 Star Takeover, made by Brodu in 2012 and updated in 2018, which is the version I'm going to be playing today. So as some of you might know, this is the first ever Star Revenge in the series. Series consisting of over 20 games, I think 24 at this point. So yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, I do quite like this hack, and I wanted to showcase it to the Fangame Marathon crowd. Because Lord knows Lord knows I've showcased this game way more than enough on my own streams. So, you know, I thought, why not? Why not show it off to other people, you know? I like this game, and, you know, I think it's fun. I think it's nice. So, for the lore of this game, there's not really that much lore, but, you know. The lore is that basically some blue stars have taken over some islands, I think east of the Mushroom Kingdom. I don't remember the lore exactly for the original Star Revenge one, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And Mario has to stop the stars from revenging, which is what we're going to be doing today by either beating them up whenever they show up or collecting them, which is the main goal of the run after all. Ow. I know I said when I punched. But yeah, anyway, this is Wing Cap. Not much to say about this. This is just a big tower in the sky. And you just kind of have to climb here for a bit. But you know, we could talk about Brodu, the creator of the Star Revenge series. Very, very talented ROM hacker. You know, he's been in the game since before 2012 even. You'd see he released a hack even before Star Revenge 1 called SM64 Gesect, which is essentially just a kind of prototype Star Revenge 1 with some levels that would eventually be reused in later installments like Night of Doom or Star Revenge 0.5 and the likes. Although I don't technically know if it was like actually released, but I just know it was at least made before this was. So you know, everybody's gonna start somewhere, and you know, still even back then, Brodu made some pretty decent levels, you know. But I don't know, maybe I'm biased. I have a lot of history with Star Revenge 1. you know, is a game I hold dearly. Until that happens, in which case I absolutely hate it. That's fine. It's a little deaf. If I was actually doing a speedrun to get a personal best time, maybe I would actually lose my mind, maybe. My marbles, even. But I'm not here to do that. My microphone is going to do that instead. Which, by the way, welcome welcome to Mike, my co-host, which can stand either as the microphone that I currently use, the microwave, which you could probably hear in the background, or Mike from hit game Deltarune. So have you haven't heard Deltarune? It's a very good game. I recommend you check it out. But enough about Deltarune. Speaking of indie games, KingToad64 is a game that Brodu is working on, and is kind of a spiritual successor to the Star Event series in a way. But this time you get to control a little frog named Caro. And it's quite awesome. There's a demo out on Steam, and the full game is currently being worked on. So I recommend you check it out if you like what you're seeing, and if you like the other Star Avengers in the series. It's a very solid time. Yeah, a little cheeky kind of try here to skip pretty much the whole climb. Because we don't want to do that, that would be slow. And I'm speedrunning, alright? I'm a speedrunner, I want to go fast, obviously. And I think it'd be a little silly if I didn't. So yeah, we're gonna be collecting our coin stars here. 80 coins and 6 out of 8 reds. As per usual with Brodu. It's kind of the whole shtick. But I mean, it works. You know? The original version of this hack was kind of infamous for its lack of coins in certain places. And, you know, it resulting in very, very long coin stars. So, I'm glad I'm not playing that version today. As you know, this version is a lot faster paced, obviously. More coins. You get more coins, and, you know, you have less of a coin requirement, so... It's kind of perfect, really. Alright, I can just miss the entire switch. I could also do that. I've definitely collected way too many coins at this point, but I will live. So yeah, course 2. Again, not really much to say about course 2. It's you're just kind of platforming on some mushrooms and some mountains. That's about it. No such thing as too much money. Exactly. This is what my mentor Wario always said. You never have enough money in your life. You can always use a little more. Can't do exactly a great Wario voice. It is it is 12:13 in the morning currently, and there are people in the house sleeping. So that was kind of my bad on that part. But yeah, we're gonna be collecting the last star in this level, which is if I can line up the cannon shot. Nope, died. That wasn't supposed to happen. Mike, can we get that one from error? Mike? So yeah, as I was saying, we're gonna be getting the last star here, if I can light up the cannon shot. There we go. No, I'm looking at you. I'm sorry. I'm just. I got a little too caught up in the commentary. I kind of forgot to say hi and thank you for the good luck to everyone that said hi and good luck. So first of all, ow, and second of all, you guys like dead memes? I mean, I didn't mention it earlier, but the Wingcap song is "Cooking by the Book" from Lazy Town. So, anyways, about the dead memes. Here's Ouija from the hit game Mario is Missing for MS-DOS. And so the whole point of the stage is we don't want to touch anything other than the black outlines, because otherwise we fall into quicksand and die. And obviously that's very bad because we don't want to die because that would be slow. So yeah, I'm gonna try and take this a little slower, because, you know, obviously I don't want to lose like a minute by dying. Because again, this is a speedrun. It would be very slow if I did that. But yeah, this specific level spawned a couple of ROM hacks called Emo Challenge 64 and Emo Challenge 64 2 respectively, that take Twitch emotes and kind of make them into this concept again. Alright, so that's pretty much the hardest story in the game done. Thankfully we can do it at the beginning. And so here we're actually gonna die. I know I said dying is slow, but in this specific instance it is fast. So sorry, I lied, maybe a little bit, you know. I do deeply apologize for my my lack of truthfulness, my lack of honesty. There we go, that's the word. So yeah, course 3, Folly Bay Town. It is a town on the side of a beach, and you know there's water and there's truckies and houses, and also something really funny about this ROM hack and a couple of others that released around this time. There's a little thing where if you spawn the 100 coin star, in this instance 80 coins, too far from the center of the level, kind of, it must, like, you know, to be more precise, it's if you spawn it I think 14,000 units away from the X, Y, and Z axis, like, origin. Then, you know, the game does a little thing where it soft locks animation for spawning the 100 coins doesn't play properly, and what the game does have to do and kind of locks you into a cutscene. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna avoid doing that, I'll say. That would be slow and stupid and bad. And of course, I don't want to be slow, because this is a speedrun, and speedruns are usually done fast. I will like it. That doesn't mean I will do it, because, you know, I could be a very responsible I could have been very responsible and actually practice, but I decided to do just 2D restaurants and hope for the best, so that makes sense. I got sub estimate, so we should be fine. But yeah, as Mushi says, there is a Kaizo version of this ROM hack called Kaizo Star Revenge 1. You can play it right now. I made it, actually. think you should play it. On a more serious note, though, Revenge 2 Night of Doom is the one you're looking for. It is an actual Kaiser the Star Revenge 1, where there's a lot more quicksand. And might be better off without little anything else on the computer open. Maybe. I think avoid starting this specific part of the level. Maybe a little shot. Hold on. And close Discord. I know, right? It would just take it from the stream, probably, maybe. I just want to make sure before I do anything that, you know, could make the city. On that note, you see this block here. There used to be a maze down there that you needed to sort through. But it was very nice though, and he closed it off because he's just that nice. Nice though, and he closed it off because he's just that nice. This isn't very good, is it? Alright. Internet panel open. Maybe it will stop disconnecting 5 times a second. Maybe. That's just something my computer does. I don't know why. I just have to open the internet panel sometimes. It sucks because it happens a lot. And I don't know what to do to fix it, it just happens. Yeah. Love that. By the way, you didn't see it, but I've died twice there. Well, you saw that one death, but there's a second time where I died that probably you didn't see because my internet was still, you know, taking a dump in the bed. Alright, so are we back or are we back? Looking back, alright. I gave it like 25 minutes until it does it again. No, hopefully it doesn't do that for the rest of the run. That would be very nice. So yeah, anyways. Slide. Pretty basic slide level. But try and guess which time I'm gonna get. Also, damn, we got a legend in chat. Of course, shout outs to Putty. he's got a my hype man. And I support it. So yeah, time a star and just a star for going on the slide. Pretty basic stuff. Not like we haven't seen that before. So yeah, go straight down to course 4, which is a snow level. A snowman resort, if you will. And we're gonna start by going down the slide with a couple holes. Yeah, I'm realizing this game isn't that interesting to talk about past the first like 5 minutes. Like, I am having fun, it's just it's the kind of it's more so the kind of fun where it's like I'm playing a game, therefore I'm having fun on like the, you know. Tell them about the Star Revenge lore. Alright, so how are you guys feeling about a crash course in Star Revenge lore? Well, we could do that. Alrighty then. So listen up, here's the story about Mario. So our story begins in Star Revenge 0, where Reverse Mario is bored because he doesn't get to go on any adventures because his brother, Reverse Luigi, is off on adventures to save Princess Daisy. This changes one day when Reverse Brodu tells Reverse Mario, "Hey, I need some help." And so, after quickly beating up Reverse Bowser while watching an Eggman announcement, they both go in space, go to different galaxies and stuff, and eventually face against Reverse Time Rock, which is keeping the Scepter of Faith hostage for an unexplained reason. So Mario beats him up, and after that's done, Mario wishes to become the main hero of the story, which Brodu wanted to avoid because, you know, wishing has consequences. Yeah, so that when that happens, Reverse Mario switches places with the regular Mario in his timeline, and therefore, the regular Mario goes to the reverse timeline, I guess. And at that point, Reverse Brodo is already really mad. So what he does is he traps Mario into a card and realizes, oh wait, I'm evil though. And that kind of kicks off the entire Star Revenge franchise. So then we go to Star Revenge 1.5 because, you know, we could go to Star Revenge 1 and 1.3, but those are outdated in the current timeline. So for now, we're just gonna go straight to Star Revenge 1.5. The Blue Stars have started invading the Mushroom Kingdom. And as a matter of fact, they mind-controlled Bowser. Which, you know, Bowser was just kind of chill. But it's just like, the Blue Stars made him kind of go cuckoo crazy, you know? So now Mario has to deal with that. And, you know, we don't know it yet, but the regular Brodo is behind the scenes, kind of being the mastermind of all this. Because the regular Brodo in the regular timeline is already all evil and stuff, you know? Reverse Brodo, that's kind of more like a Joker thing. Keep in mind, I don't know stuff about Batman, so I could be completely wrong when I say this, but, you know. Why are they both evil? I mean, they kind of are the same people, just from different timelines, I suppose. Oh, that's a snowman. Ow. But yeah. So Reverse Mario, we're just gonna call them. We're just gonna call Reverse Mario just Mario now. I don't want to keep having to say reverse every time. Cause listen. It's gonna get a little tiring saying reverse every time. So yeah, what happens is Mario banishes the Blue Stars and frees Bowser from the mind control. And Bowser, being all thankful and stuff, goes, "Yay, thank you, Mario, yay, yay, I love you, Mario, yay!" And then goes to steal the heckin' moon in Star Revenge 2 Act 1 to the moon. But unfortunately, what happens is that the moon is Brodo's moon. And Brodo's all like, "Oh, Mario, you have to save me. Bowser has taken over the moon." Which, you know, if you would know, that's Brodo's like actual voice right there. He talks like that on the daily. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm just collecting the red coins in the world here. Nothing interesting to really say. But yeah. In this little adventure, Mario goes to the moon. Or well, actually, he doesn't really go to the moon until like the very end of the game. But yeah. Mario has to stop Bowser, yada yada yada. There's some stuff about Night of Doom being very bad and speedrunners being the bane of people's existence. That... Wow. I got the clip, but I entered the door backwards. But yeah. Reverse door. Right, so this is a very important character later called Reverse Door, which you might guess is the reverse dimensions counterpart to the door. But yeah. After all that, Mario stops Bowser from taking over the moon, yada yada yada. So then Bowser is ejected from the moon, not into space, because then that would have been Among Us, so very sus, in fact. I would like to apologize in advance. Well, I guess not really in advance, because I already said the thing. I like to apologize in retrospect. This is my atonement. So anyways, Starbench 2.5 Remnant of Doom. Kind of a remake of Night of Doom, which is way better than Night of Doom. But anyways, we're not here to talk about game quality here, we're here to talk about some lore, alright? And oh boy, Starbench 2.5 doesn't actually have a lot of lore, but you know. After being ejected from Rodent's moon, Bowser learns about the Temple of the Soulless Stars and breaks the seal. Which means, you guessed it, Mario has to collect more stars. And he has to stop Bowser again. But this time the levels are hard. Almost like some sort of Kaizo hack. But to be fair, Remnant of Doom is still kind of like a good introduction to Kaizo, kind of. It's very like, it's a very vanilla kind of Kaizo. It's not like, not to rely on using certain jumps or gimmicks or whatever. No, it's just like hard level design. So, you know, if you're looking to get into harder SM4 ROM hack territory, you know, there's always the option. But yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. I forgot to talk about the game's forbidden ending. If you select star 4 in a level in Remnant of Doom and you go stand on a sign in the overworld, you will warp to a place called the Forbidden Zone. And what it is a... Well, first of all, it's very known for being a level from another hack called Goomba's Easter Egg Hunt. Except now it's all evil and scary. And also the music is Mario. Like, it is quite literally just Mario sound effects. But yeah. So you do that, you go through the level, and then you find out at the end that, surprise, surprise, Bird was actually doing something evil. And there's a big star in a big glass container that he's keeping in there to power it up. For what? No one knows yet. So yeah. Cut to Starbench 3.5, Vacation of Cursed Dreams. Now obviously, the first thing you gotta say is, wait, Starbench 3.5! That's the hack where the title screen is steamed hams, right? Of course. What a classic. And, you know, to that I have to say, delightfully devilish Seymour. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have time to cram an entire steamed hams dub over into this run, but, you know, I'll keep it in mind. But yeah, Mario and Peach go take a vacation after all the events of Remnant of Doom, because, you know, Kaizo Hag, that's pretty hard, man. You need some vacation after that. But yeah, a little bit after that, Mario finds out there's some seal that's been broken on Ansawar. That's the name of the island. Why is that? I don't know, something about Ireland or something, I don't know. I think Birdu had a vacation on Ireland once and he thought, damn, that's really cool. That's really cool. This level is gonna be called Mount Lutrich, whatever the hell. I have no idea what it means. So anyways, that was course 5. It was just a bunch of platforms in the sky, and this is course 1. It's a bunch of grass. Thank you for the good luck, Wickus. So yeah, as it turns out, a Dortra Wiggler has been unleashed upon the world. And Dortra Wiggler, as you might have guessed, is an evil Wiggler that kind of wants to like destroy everything. So what do? Well, you obviously go into side-scrolling 2D levels to stop him, of course. It's the only way you can get enough stars. But yeah, all that happens. Birdu kind of watches over us the entire time through 3. Well, it's not really how you see it. He kind of just only appears once sleeping in get the bed going, thank you. He kind of just appears once sleeping in the overworld, and then you never see him again for the rest of the game. But don't worry, he's watching. Oh, nice. But yeah, eventually Mario gets enough stars and stops Dortra Wiggler. But then he has to get more stars, because he has to go to the Sanctuary of Sealing to seal Dortra Wiggler away. So, you know, he collects like, I don't know, 130 something stars, and then goes into the Sanctuary of Sealing, which is an awful lot like the card castle from Deltarune Chapter 1, but you know, I'm sure that has no plot relevance. The joke is that it actually doesn't, it's just a reference to Deltarune, but I like Deltarune. You like Deltarune? I love Deltarune. So yeah, Dortra Wiggler is sealed. And along the way we find out that Reverse Time Rock traveled to the regular dimension to try and put a stop to Reverse Birdu, kind of in the background. Unfortunately, that doesn't turn out very well for him, because Mario beats him up, and eventually Birdu turns him into a card. So, whoops, that just happened. So anyway, we find out that the princess has been kidnapped, or kidnaped, if you read the letter at the end of the game. And then we segue right into Star Revenge 3.9, That's right, there's 0.9s. Because obviously we weren't just gonna go straight to 4.5. No, we gotta do a little detour, do more 2D levels, because of course we do. But yeah, that little tidbit aside. We go straight to Star Revenge 4.5, where we find out the Kadamas, an alien species, has taken over the Mushroom Kingdom with the help of Brudut. Brudut led them there. And led by Kadowser, which you might have guessed is an alien version of Bowser. Susie, best dino? I couldn't agree more. Well, damn! Now I just want to talk about Delta right now. Alas, I must at least finish the lore recap. But then we can talk about Delta all you want. I'm so done. Yeah, little ledge grab there to avoid a very nasty invisible wall. Thoughts on Pepsi? Oh my god. Sponsored by Coca-Cola, you know it. Unfortunately, I kind of ran out of supplies. I did the 3D Mario 602 race at the beginning of the at the beginning of the week. Not really. At the last weekend. There we go. I know how time works. I've been a little busy. By the time I get the 602, 33, 49, 45. That's pretty decent. Sunshine is not the best of games. That being said, I am very excited to see the Mario Clips run. So it's been more fun watching people play Sunshine. Oh man, I didn't get that. I didn't get that clip. Can I at least get this clip? Now you see, the door says 27 stars. I could very easily open it, but that's no fun, is it? So yeah, Bowser 1. Kind of a generic lava level. Now the Eclipse run is later in the marathon. I'm just saying. I think Eclipse definitely redeems Sunshine as a game. Because I have a lot of problem with Sunshine, and Eclipse mostly fixes them, you know? And obviously there's some things I don't really jive with, like, I'm not too fond of the control still, but, you know. Eclipse definitely does help. It has a lot of quality of life improvements. So yeah, the whole thing about the aliens taking over the Mushroom Kingdom, we kind of skipped over that, but yeah. Mario has to collect, again, more stars to, again, stop the threat. But then we find out that Brudut has something called the Blue Realm, which is kind of where he makes his whole, like, blue stars kind of thing. The stars that want revenge, in this case. That was an insane throw. Yeah. Fight hasn't changed. My skill level definitely low when it comes to Bowser throws, but it's fine. We can skip over that little tidbit. Mario and Luigi, I agree. But yeah. Mario sees that the Blue Realm is a thing, and is like, maybe this Brodude guy isn't so good after all, you know? Ow. So then Mario goes to stop Kadazor and stuff, and I forgot I need to go to Discord first. Sorry. Oh, but I was so excited to go to Metal Cap. Oh man. Also, yeah, we kind of just skipped over this little star, but yeah. There's something about the overworld's not really working properly. Back when SR1 released, so that little level is just kind of there to help it make work for some reason. It's weird. I think it's something about not having. If you like were to boot up the game like fresh, and you wanted to go to another overworld, something about the objects not loading or something like that because you hadn't selected an act in the main course. Some weird stuff about the ROM hacking tools back in the day. Nowadays that's not really like a problem, but back then it was. So you had to find little ways to get around that. Yeah, course 7, kind of a generic forced level. A lot of generic levels in this game. You may have noticed. But yeah, Mario stops the Kadamas, and he tries to stop Brodude by going to future Brodude's fortress or whatever it was, which unfortunately does something very bad. It spreads star needles all over the Mushroom Kingdom, which then leads to Star Revenge 4.9, where Mario's like, oh boy, I messed up like big time. And then Brodude is like, oh, you messed up big time. And what the Star Needles do is they kind of turn the game Kaizo. Which is weird, because in Remnant of Doom there were no Star Needles, but lo and behold, 4.9 exists, and Star Needles make Kaizo. That being said, not all hope is lost. Because, you know, Mario is a very talented individual who can, I don't need that check, it's fine. Mario's a very, very talented individual who can collect the stars in the video game. So he does that. And, you know, eventually he goes to clean up the star needles and stuff. And along the way finds a realm to something called the Eclipses. Now this is where kind of like the main premise of 4.9 kind of comes into play. 4.9 wasn't actually entirely developed by Brodude. It was co-developed by the Bloody 7 and Sizzling Mario 4, creators of the King Boo's Revenge series, mostly the Bloody 7. But Sizzling Mario 4 worked on both King Boo's Revenge 2 and X. Which, you know, I'm sure you've seen King Boo's Revenge X. You've seen Andrew play it at the marathon. With Pluto, I think, even. But yeah, the Eclipses are just kind of concepts stripped right out of, what's it called? Concept stripped straight out of King Boo's Revenge. But yeah. Mario does that, then has to go through a boss rush to save the world. You know. As any game should, obviously. This is sarcasm, by the way. Do not, do not force yourself to have a boss rush at the end of a game. In fact, I think it should stay as like a little bonus, if anything. I think that's kind of nice. I do think boss rushes, like, you know, obviously the Mega Man games have the whole, oh, I love that invisible. They have the whole shebang of, you know, no, you gotta fight all the robot masters again. Ain't that so funny? But you know, it does work in that game because you have the robot master weaknesses. I'm getting destroyed here. So anyways, we're not talking about Mega Man here, we're talking about Starbench. And quite frankly, if we were not talking about Starbench, I would much rather be talking about Deltarune. Dude, I love Deltarune. But yeah, Mario saves the world, and Bird sends him on his way to get a spaghetti cake, which, as you will see in Starbench 5, is a trap. Because Mario is instead led to Castle Bladia, which is kind of Birdut's castle. And obviously, Birdut being the evil guy, you know, he kind of starts to show his true self here. Especially in one of the game's alternate endings, but we'll get to that when we get to that. as you'll see eventually in this run. Yeah, Course 6 cavern level. Not much to say about it except it has Mystic Cave zone music, which is nice. And also the metal cap is Snow Halation, I think is the name. I'm not too caught up on my Silver Gunner references. I'm also not too caught up on like being good at the game, but that's fine. I try. Also, yeah, super chicken coming. Oh my goodness. This is not supposed to be the stupid trick. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, what you're actually supposed to do is get up to here. And boom. Alright. Not fooling around. Alright, so this time we're gonna do it properly. Alright, so yeah, get the metal cap switch, do this. And then normally we're supposed to have a shell to get this star down here, but who needs that? We got wall kicks, baby. Is what I would say if I could actually hit them. Very, very notorious trick for killing runs. You know, that's a big deal. We can try again. It's still probably faster than getting the shell. Wall kicks won't work. I mean, in this instance, they sure didn't. Oh yeah, this level used to be a nightmare in the original SR1 because we didn't have parallel camera, also known as Aglap camera. That's right, it's Aglap time, baby. You love Aglap, don't you? I do too. You cannot thank Aglap enough for his contributions to society, and especially the SM64 ROM hack community. I'll just take another metal cap. because I'm hungry and I want caps. Actually, I don't know why that would eat a cat, but you know. If I was like really hungry, maybe. So I kind of got off track there, didn't I? That was a really nice one. What do I breathe? Air, I think. Like CO2 or whatever it was. I know I didn't pay too much attention in biology. Or was it even biology? So yeah, turns out Birdie was tricked, or turns out Mario was tricked by Birdie. And by the end of the game, he is sent 10 years into the future. Which means he essentially disappears for 10 years, which is where the events of Star Revenge 6.25 start off. So yeah, Luigi's getting a little worried that Mario isn't anywhere to be found. And by the way, we're talking about like the actual like real Luigi from the real timeline here. Been getting a lot of weird bonks lately. I'm like, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, alright. It's fine. Would it really be a marathon run without a little bit of slop anyways? And by a little bit, I mean a considerable amount at this point, but, you know. So yeah, Luigi gets worried that Mario isn't coming back home, so he goes to investigate, and surprise! Bowser took over Peach's castle. Because oh my goodness, Bowser needs to be so relevant, guys. Oh my god, he's so relevant to the Star Revenge franchise. As it turns out, half of Star Revenge 6.25's lore, it does not revolve around Bowser in any sort of way. He just kind of is here to take over the castle, and then, you know, Birdo does his own stuff, and, you know, it just sort of happens. Which, by the way, I still will not stand for, the the lore that was changed in Star Revenge 6.25 compared to the original Star Revenge 6. Because now the main antagonist is you know, the main antagonist, the final kind of antagonistic figure you face off with in 6.25 is a ghost that Birdo like hired or something. Like I didn't like follow the whole thing. No, it used to be Cap Womp, which was a blue womp with a kappa on its back. Which, I mean, personally, I think that was a way cooler villain. Which, by the way, that's only one of the main reasons why I personally prefer Star Revenge 6 as a video game, but we shall not dwell on that right now. I'm gonna like not, you know, fool around. I'll just take it safe, easy and slow. Easy and slow, I almost didn't make the jump. Yeah. So, you know, as Luigi, you just kind of collect stars, beat Bowser, collect more stars, find out that Birdo is involved in some way, but to Luigi that doesn't mean a lot, because he's kind of only relevant for the Star Revenge 6s, unfortunately. But yeah, finds out the Birdids are doing some stuff. Yeah, also he goes to Time Rock and tries to ask where Mario is. To which Time Rock responds, I don't know, man. I don't care. But yeah. Then Luigi collects more stars and yada yada yada. I need that red coin. Until eventually, you know, Luigi collects all the stars that he can. And goes to Time Rock again in Star Revenge 6.9 to be like, hey, you. Get off of my cloud. He doesn't say that. Yeah, a little cool clip through the 50 here. You know, if you don't get caught in the invisible wall here, you can actually like skip talking to the door, but unfortunately I just love going through doors in the wrong side. It's kind of my guilty pleasure. Alright, so my route would normally do course 8 first, but I want to show you this little thing here. So you see how this is a 70-star door? Yeah, so a little funny thing is that any 70-star door in a ROM hack, unless you patch something specific to make it not happen, you can just go through the 70-star door as if it just didn't exist. Or as if it didn't have a star requirement. Because, you know, obviously the 70-star door in the original game was the endless stairs. But, you know, it still allowed you to go through. You would just get stuck in the stairs. Well, you know, stuck. I think everybody and their mother knows about backwards long jumps at that point, so... Let's not really fool anyone, but... Whoops. So yeah, Bowser 2, Ice Pyramid. Ooh, scary. It's very easy to make some dumb mistakes in this level, I'm not gonna lie. I certainly have done that myself. On many occasions. So yeah. Luigi goes to Time Rock again. He gets access to some couple of portals that go across time and stuff like that. He stops the Scepter of Faith from being stolen by Principal Bomb, which is like the only time he's actually relevant to the story. I thought I really just was gonna miss that. I'm surprised it didn't. I'm glad he didn't though. That's very nice. Very nice of the game to do that. So yeah, getting things back on track here, we're gonna go to course 8, which is a desert. Wow. What goes well with desert mazes? No, don't worry, we'll get there. But yeah. Luigi stops Principal Bomb from stealing the Scepter of Faith, and everything is all well and good. And then you just kind of don't hear from Luigi again because it's time for Star Revenge 7. Parker time. So Mario, after being warped 10 years in the future, that I need to collect another star first before I do this. Now Mario's sent 10 years into the future, and turns out he has to collect badges now to get back some of his moveset. Why? I don't know. But yeah. So, you know, Mario does the thing where he collects stars again. And, you know, that goes well. He meets up with Time Rock and is like, yo, can you help me get back to my time? And Time Rock's like, I'm actually evil. So yeah. So what happens is, Time Rock sends Mario to Limbo, which is, kind of just a maze. Well, at least on the 1.0 version, it's a maze of just random warps with, like, very loose things that are supposed to indicate the warps. 1.1, you can skip the maze, although if you want the extra star, the extra little funny star, but tends to put in his ROM hack updates, then you kind of have to do the maze again. But we don't care about extra stars, we care about lore, right? That's why we're here to talk about lore. I think I probably wanted that check. Yeah, I'm gonna be like very low on coins, I'm realizing. To be fair, if I can get that Koopa, maybe. Okay, actually, no. So never mind the whole part about being short on coins. I think I'm good now. So yeah, eventually Mario escapes Limbo and finds out that, wow, I'm in Star Revenge 7.5. I was about to say we're in Star Revenge 7, but we were always in Star Revenge 7. It's always been SR7. So yeah, 7.5 is just kind of a hidden star extravaganza version of 7. But you know, Kadazzo's back, and oh boy, does he want revenge. So he teams up with Brodu and Time Rock to kind of cause havoc, and that doesn't go well for either of them because you know, they all get defeated by Mario eventually. That being said, Brodu then does something unforgivable. He releases a big energy bomb that kind of blows up the entire universe. Whoopsie. Which then leads to Star Revenge 8, where, you know, it then turns out that all hope is not lost. Brodu and Time Rock try to revive Luigi. Unfortunately, they revive Mario instead, which, you know, it's very clear that they didn't really want that. But as it turns out, now you're actually in Gensokyo from Toho. Because Star Revenge 8 is kind of just Toho 64. It's really just a bunch of Toho locations and Super Mario Bros. 2 1-1 crammed somewhere in there. Yeah, a little skip here. To skip kind of the second part of the pyramid there. Classic Toho crossover plot twist. I'm sure Star Revenge is not the first franchise that has done this, nor will it be the last. So yeah, I would like to interrupt my lore summary for a second to introduce you to the Lost Maze, which, as you might have guessed it, is a maze. And we just kind of have to, as you might have guessed, we kind of just have to go the right way here to not get lost in the Lost Maze. Also, yeah, it should be worth mentioning that Star Revenge 6.9 is kind of a prototype Star Revenge 8. That got turned into its own little hack, which I find cool, to be fair. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm just trying to remember the correct way. I think I'm fine. It's really not that complicated of a maze once you know where to go. It's mostly just about like remembering patterns, like okay, so like the second exit to the right, and then another exit to the right, and then the one to the left, you know. You just gotta memorize. You know, it's not. It's no biggie. But yeah. So you know that big evil store that Broody was kind of keeping in a glass container in Remnant of Doom? Yeah. Turns out the star finished charging up, and is now ready to take over the world, or at least what's left of it. Ooh, ouchie mama. Okay. Could have died there. Didn't, but I could have. So yeah. Mario goes through Toho places and does Toho things. And also there's a spider cave in there that has the spider dance theme from Undertale. So Star Revenge 8 released very shortly after Undertale's release, which, you know, obviously meant you gotta have some Undertale songs in there. Which in later updates were removed, except for Spider Dance, which remained. But you know, a little fact about myself: I know about SR8, and I didn't know a lot about Undertale. So I thought, you know, since the game has Megalovania, Bone Thrasel, and Spider Dance, I was like, oh well, that must mean Sans, Papyrus, and Moffat are like the three main characters of Undertale. This was about like a year and a half before I knew what Undertale really was, and every time I think about that fact, I get a little more ashamed of myself, but it's fine. Deltarune tomorrow. That's right. That is so gonna be me on December 31st. So yeah. Eventually, Mario collects enough stars to go face off against the big bad star, whose name is Criosad, spelled S-C-R-I-O-S-A-D-H. I don't know why the H is there, but you know. It's just for dramatic effect, I think. Yeah, I'll take the line of 5 points, please. I want health. I want to be healthy. I would also like to get off this white ride. But yeah. Mario eventually defeats Criosad. I am missing a red coin. Oh yeah, I missed one at the beginning. Okay, well that's pretty easy to get. You know, you just do this. Okay. So yeah, I forgot to talk about. I forgot to. I forgot to talk about course 9. Yeah, it's a Fiery Sunset Summit. Eminem. I would say the other part of that quote, but I don't know if the Fangame Marathon chat is necessarily interested in irritable bowel syndrome right now. I'll save that for whoever does a stupid balls run in like 2035. That is an actual ROM hack, by the way. I don't know who will be brave enough to run that at Fangame Marathon, but they have my respect. Also forgot to talk about SRX. Oh, I didn't forget. You know. But yeah, Mario defeats Criosad, and everything is all nice and good, except Mario has to make a choice. Does he either side with Birdie or Time Rock to fix the universe? The answer, of course, is neither. The answer is Mario. Mario takes the wish for himself and wishes for a giant plate of spaghetti. And that would be the end of the Star Revenge franchise. Although, not really, because there's a whole thing about the timeline resetting and stuff like that. And you know, the timeline resets. And then we go back to SR5. We don't need to really repeat the the events that happened. We already kind of know them. So in Star Revenge 5, Mario notices that if you go through one of the TVs in the second floor, I don't know why that's something Mario would do, but he just does it. Yeah, there's a hidden entrance to a very, very secret place. And as it turns out, Reverse Birdie has been watching over us all along. And not only has he trapped Reverse Time Rock in a card, not only has he trapped the regular Mario in a card, but he's also trapped Reverse Luigi, Reverse Peach, and Reverse Daisy in cards. And soon plans to do the same for Mario. Or Reverse Mario in this case. But obviously not without a little toying around first. So Mario goes to destroy the Blue Realm's core, which, you know, is very bad because that kind of like creates a big boom explosion that again, kind of does the whole universe kind of stops existing thing. And then Star Revenge 5.5 happens, and you know, I'm sure if you asked someone by the name of Phantom404 about details for 5.5, he'd probably be way better at it than I am, but despite all that, I'll still try my best to explain. So Mario's now kind of like a Reverse Brute's plaything, and puts him through hard levels to play, which, you know, really, what better way to... Nice, bad RNG. What better way to punish some guy that made a wish? Quote-unquote hard levels. Well, listen. To the average Joe Schmo playing ROM hacks, it is gonna be a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. Not to shame any of the Joe Schmoes in chat. You're all wonderful. So yeah. Eventually, after doing a bunch of platforming and stuff like that, Reverse Bird decides that he's had enough fun and decides to just strap Mario in the card. Also Pingas, yes. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, and then there's Star Revenge X, where Reverse Bird decides, no, actually I want to see this idiot do some platforming again. So therefore he summons Mario out of the card, and is like, yo, you see all these emotes, like all these star emotes, you're gonna platform on them and you're gonna be happy. You're gonna collect so many red coins. And it's gonna be very fun. And that's pretty much the entire hack. Now granted, there is an alternative ending where you do escape Reverse Bird to some extent. Though it's very unclear what happens afterwards. To be fair, I think the ending of SRX was always kind of just meant to be a cliffhanger, or at least that ending specifically. A cliffhanger with a delivery? Who knows? Because Birdu has reportedly stopped working on Star Revenge to obviously focus on characters and stuff, but you know, I think he also considers himself done with SMC4 ROM hacking in general. However, you might recall the Bloody 7 from earlier, who is currently working on Star Revenge 0.9. Now, what 0.9 is, I don't know what that is yet, but it's in development, and it might very well be the very last official Star Revenge. And who knows, maybe it's a continuation of that ending. Maybe it's something completely different, I don't know. It could not be related at all. 0.4.9. I mean, that's what I assumed it would be. You know, I'm not too sure though. How do we retcon the timeline? I don't know. It's a bit difficult to answer. Okay, so let me talk about Weehawk's Fort, because that's what this level is for the rest of the time that I'm here. Because yeah, I'm pretty much done talking about the Starvenge lore. That was all it took. And it only took about how many stars? Like 60 stars to get through all of it. Yeah. So Weehawk is a German YouTuber who does Let's Plays, which you might have guessed because their username is WeehawkLP, but you know. But yeah, it just has a couple level with a couple of old memes, you know. Oh yeah, actually, hold on. I wanted to show this in a better manner, but couldn't really. If you death warp here, it's actually little. If you exit out of Bester 2 at least, yeah, Bester 2 is the less level you do in Overworld 2. It is faster to just do that and die, as opposed to having to go back through the door and stuff like that. Especially if you skipped opening, if you skipped the door opening cutscene earlier. Forgot to mention Starvenge 11. We don't count Starvenge 11. I mean, we could. I just choose not to. But yeah, this is Alphabet Athletic, or Alphabet Athletic, from the original SR1, if that's how you want to call it. But yeah, originally this level had Pikmin music, but now it has Astro Man music from Mega Man 8. Which, I mean, I both think they fit the level pretty well. I do think this one is a little bit more of a bop, though. Because, I mean, come on, it's Mega Man music. Yeah, it's a bunch of platforming on letters. This is probably the most unique level in the game, just because it's quite literally a bunch of letters. But I like it. It's a very fun concept. And also it has this lovely invisible wall there. So yeah, now that I'm out of Starvenge lore, so how do you feel about more Deltarune? You guys love Deltarune? Because I love Deltarune personally. That's kind of like the thing I revert to whenever I just don't have any topics to say. I'm just like, dude, Deltarune, very good game. I recommend it. Actually, yeah, you remember why they skip Alpha Rune? Ironically, I think Alpharad's video on Chapter 1 is called Alpha Rune. There's something very funny about it. Should you play Deltarune? Oh, absolutely. Apparently that was the wrong choice, the game said. Wrong answer. You know, it was the wrong answer, actually. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? My bad, I was thinking of the original SR1, coin route. Mario hates Deltarune YTPMV. Deltarune really sucks, gay Luigi. Lots of spaghetti, lots of spaghetti. La, 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 la. Sorry. Anyways. B drop. Oh god, I got something in my eye. Okay, we're fine. Are we? Yeah, we are. Good. A little janky, it's fine. Again. Wouldn't be a marathon run without a considerable amount of jank. There's a few dodges. Yeah. So yeah, that was Chris 11. Pretty simple level. So anyway, I was gonna say... oh fuck... freaking... sorry. That little... Almost dropped an F word, late at night. That would've been very bad. I don't want the boogeyman to come after me. Oh boy. No, you heard that wrong. I meant to say, you know. You know what I meant to say. Yeah, a little skip here. Normally we would need to go to almost the top of the level to get a win gap for the star, but we can just do a little jump kick there. A little cheeky. So course 12 is just kind of a Rainbow Road level. Not really much to say about it. Although there is a little funny clip here. Yeah, if you do this, you just kind of clip through the wall here and get into the end of this star here. Very funny. So yeah, that's about all the interesting stuff in this level already, so... I can probably tell my fun fact. So you know how I said earlier that I didn't know what Undertale was, when I, you know, was like, you know... I listened to the SRA to OST and I was like, yeah, that's like Sans, Papyrus, Moffat, those are like the three main characters of Undertale, and that's like awesome. So in October 2018, I finally bit the bullet and saw what Undertale was all about because I'd played a little bit at a friend's house. I mean, yeah, it was cool. I like it. I like Undertale. Though you might know, October 2018 is also when Deltarune Chapter 1 came out. So, literally the moment I got acquainted with Undertale, Deltarune came out. And so it's kind of crazy. And I kinda, you know, I kinda became a little hooked on Deltarune since then. I haven't really, like, been too open about it until Chapters 3 and 4 came out. Just, like a month and a half ago. I've always been kind of following Deltarune in the shadows, though. Like, it truly is kind of special game in my heart, and I think it's very cool. I think it's very nice. I'm sure I'd feel more that way about Undertale if I'd actually like played it. You know, when it came out and stuff like that. I mean, I still haven't I still haven't gone past like the 30 minutes of the Undertale I did at my friend's house the one time, but eventually I'm sure I'll go and play Undertale fully. Yeah, I just, you know, I've always really liked Deltarune, and I think recently I've realized just how much I'm like, I just really gotta, I really gotta talk about this game, man. It's awesome. That was almost bad. Sir, this is the Koopas. My bad. Oh, okay. Okie dokie, so you want to die at the end of the corner star. That's very awesome of you. Alright, let's do that again. Uh-oh. Are we looking like on the timer? Because, like, I feel like I'm still, like, not. I should still be fine on the estimate. 136. Oh, yeah, we got time. We can still make it. Easily. Now, granted, the last few stars are going to be on the longer side, but it shouldn't take too much longer, you know. Definitely doable in 9 minutes. I mean, I fell off of the slide entrance twice, for crying out loud. That already is like a minute 30. I couldn't see where it was going. There's a mosquito. I really want to catch it. I really want to catch it. I shouldn't. Because I'm probably going to die if I do, but just this urge to catch a mosquito in my bare hand. And when I say bear, I mean bear. Which bear? I don't know, that's up to you. Oh hey, at least the cannon's open now. So yeah, that's actually what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to get the coins here and get the stars. So glad that's explained. So you avoid that guy because he wants to kill you. Unfortunately, I think I've already kind of I may have I may have you know, may have done too much Deltarune talking and stuff like that, so... I don't know. I don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm just gaming right now. I'm here gaming. That's Deltarune sheep though? Cruisy. Absolutely. Is that too low? Okay, thank God. There's a little bit of a visual setup you can do here. You actually just move the cannon down to where that blue star is, kind of. And you should get the star every time. Well, the blue star isn't like in the background. Not this kind of blue star, you know. I should like to go back even more. Hyperfixation goes crazy, hell yeah. No, I have been absolutely hooked lately, like. It is a really good game. I mean, I hadn't even played Deltarune until like a couple weeks before chapters 3 and 4 released. I just decided to finally bite the bullet. You know, when I asked a good friend of mine, their name is Marv Jones. Shouts to them. You know, I told them, should I play Deltarune? And they said yes. And so I did. And let me tell you, I have not regretted that decision. That was a very, very good decision. Who is that? That's you! Oh, that's me, I'm dead. So yeah, Big Zatar Galaxy. Yeah, collect 25 red coins. That's really about it. You also try to not get thrown off by the chuckies, which is easier said than done. Okay. Sorry. I'm getting grabbed a lot. I can't believe how much I shut up about the game. It's a good game, man. Like, I know it's Fangame Marathon, but I just want to talk like about the actual game, Deltarune, for the PC, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Whew. Ooh. Not doing too hot. You play Deltarune on the Wii? I wouldn't know. Like, I feel like maybe. I don't know. Oh my. Trust me, I don't usually struggle this much on the first area of this level. I think I'm just getting a little exhausted from talking. I'm getting too fixated on Deltarunes, therefore I cannot fixate myself back to SR1. Also, yes, that is true. I did have some dream about the chapter 3 ending. But it's funny because, like, I don't dream a lot, right? But it's like I played Deltarune. I played Deltarune after playing chapters 1 and 2. I started having a lot of dreams about Deltarune. And, you know, chapters 3 and 4 came out, and obviously kept having more dreams. Maybe I should have practiced. Okay, but it was worth it for the Mario Party win, though. Did you know I won that Mario Party game? The one I said I was on at the beginning of the marathon. I won that. Because, you know, chance time happened, and I got every star in the game at the end. It was awesome. Without you? Yeah.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Sorry to say you missed out on the hype. Not again. Not again. Not again. Okay. Chance time! Please, Sunshine for eternity. Oh! Sunshine hate is unwarranted when you play enough of it, it becomes the best game. No! I played way more than enough of it the past 2 years. To know I don't like it. Oh, man. I'm starting to have the hiccups. Hopefully that doesn't mean like I have a hiccup in the actual run. I say as I almost jump into quicksand. So yeah, now that that's done, we're gonna see the ending room, but what the fuck? Okay, I'm supposed to like warp to the ending room here and like go back in the pipe to go back into World 3. Am I playing on a different... Did I choose the wrong version for this run? I just never noticed. Okay, well anyway, SMB11, it's Super Mario Brothers 1-1. And yeah, we collect red coins again, because that's what we do. Aren't those beige? Well, they're called orange coins in this game. So I guess neither is right. But yeah, 100, we're about to get star 101 in a little bit because it's quite literally just behind that door. I'll tell you when timing's coming up though. Because we still got a little bit to do after this. Because, you know, we get the star and then the ending room. Should throw more so I can talk more about Deltarin. Dude, I love Deltarin. You ever heard of that funny guy called Spamton? G Spamton, he's awesome. Okay, well, you don't have to be so rude, dude. Oh, what the hell? What happened to my game? Yo, it's me, Brodo Lamau. Hope you enjoyed the run done by this guy I found on the street, I think. Anyway, check out the demo for my game, KaraQuest64 on Steam. It has, like, frogs and stuff, and also it's like a SM64 but less dumb, lol XD. I'm out, but you're all cool and have a good FM, y'all. This may not have been written by Bird himself. Whoops. And time. Sponsored section. Yes.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
How nice of Bird to kind of drop that shadow update there. Just for Fangame Marathon. What a nice guy.
It's the nicest guy I've ever known.
Right? Thank you for the GGs. Had a lot of fun. I messed up a lot, but that honestly made it better because then I could keep talking about the Starvenge lore and a little bit of Deltarin. You ever heard of Deltarin? I love Deltarin. Very good game.
I think we're at 7 now.
I think that's a... You know what? Yeah, let's call it at 7. That's how many chapters it has.
That's true. Well, it will.
Yes. Or maybe. I don't know.
I will. With that little bit of extra overestimate time, we're not perfectly on schedule, so thank you.
Hell yeah.
And with that, I will get us out of there and get us ready for the next run, which is it's kind of linked. It's a Toho. It's an actual Toho fan game.
Nice.
You're gonna see real bullets on screen.
Wow, real bullets? Are we gonna see the real hell too?
Well, let's not get too excited.
Aw.
All right, I'll transition us over. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned for Fangame Marathon 2025.
Bye-bye.